Roleplay is a very effective training method because experience is the best teacher. But there's just one problem. Not everyone has someone to roleplay with. And that's where character AI comes in. Character AI is a chatbot that's designed to act like a human because it has its own persona. You can learn a lot from these conversations and even train for real world scenarios. Picture this. You're getting ready for a job interview at a marketing firm. Usually, you would memorize your resume and practice these answers in your head. But with Character AI, you can spice things up. In just a matter of minutes, you can create a chatbot, Leanna Davis, director of Fab Life Marketing Inc. Through these conversations, you can be asked real interview questions and also just feel more confident and be prepared for the real deal. Now, let's imagine another scenario. You're a new high school counselor and you've got a session coming up with Jack, a troubled student. With Character AI, you can step into Jack's shoes. It mimics how students might feel and act when dealing with trauma. This helps counselors spot signs that a student is struggling and show them that their feelings matter. No judging involved. So let's test this out with one of my coworkers. Thank you, Efren, for joining me with testing out this AI chatbot. We have in this scenario, Jack, he is a high school student in therapy, and you will be acting out as a high school counselor. So in order to prepare for your session, you will be just, asking him some questions to understand what he's going through. Are you ready to test this out?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
So I see that we have Jack, high school student in therapy.
Mhm.
So the first thing he said is, "Hey, I'm Jack." Hey, Jack.
And you can probably introduce yourself as Efren, the high school
Oh,
counselor, if you want.
that's good. Hey, Jack.
I'm your friendly counselor.
Nice. I'm I'm Efren, your high school. What am I
High
considered?
school counselor. Yeah.
Counselor. How do you pronounce it?
Let's see what he says. Okay.
And then so nice to meet you too. I'm in therapy because of my family.
Hmm.
Oh, so what are we trying to do as a counselor on the
I think we're
we're trying to
basically trying to help him and see if he could just open up more.
hmm. When someone's going through something, it's hard to try to figure out, okay, how can I get him to kind of break that wall,
Yeah.
try to open up? Like, so how do what kind of questions do you ask, or how do you make him really open up to that? So nice
I
to meet you too.
yeah.
I'm in therapy because of let's see, like, so I guess we can just have a small conversation for now. So going on. Um, so what's going? Let's just start off
It's a
simple.
good one.
Well, my mom and stepdad, they're pretty
They've
verbally.
been verbally abusive.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hurting his self-esteem and making me feel like I'm not good enough. I think you should probably say like I'm sorry that you're going through that, and then maybe have him just open up more by expressing your sympathy.
This.
Yeah.
What if I don't want him to respond? Like, I'm like just saying, I'm sorry that you're going through that. Um, what else should I add to that?
Sorry that you're going through that. Um, I can imagine, like you could just
Oh yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah. I
sympathize.
can
I can imagine the, or yeah, I can imagine the pain,
I can't imagine
what that feels like. Or I can,
oh feels like, oh, let's see. Yeah, there's always been pretty hard on me, but lately they've been taking in a whole new level. They're constantly criticizing me and making me feel like everything I do is wrong. It's
Hmm.
draining. Man, Jack has a
It's tough.
I like this. I like it because it makes as a person that's practicing, it puts me
Yeah,
in an uncomfortable spot. And
right.
what I like about it is that
It
I
makes
know
you,
I don't want to make a mistake, but at the same time, it's like I might say something wrong. I mean, we can test out if I say something wrong.
okay, test,
Okay?
say something wrong.
And that's the thing about it. You I mean, I know we're trying to like really get him to open up,
Yeah,
but sometimes we're humans, we make mistakes, we say the
that's
wrong
true.
thing that might make him build that wall back up again and really feel like, oh, I don't know about trusting this this counselor. So let's see. What is something that would really like get a student to get upset? It's like, oh,
Um, what if you say,
like you got to make him
what if
feel
you,
like we're not on
oh,
their side.
what if you say something like, um, dude, that's just how parents are. That's how parents are. Get used to it. This is something that you don't say to
I
your
don't think that,
students. So we're practicing incorrect answers here.
dude, that's how parents are.
Deal
Sorry.
with it.
That's really, and then he goes, deal with it.
Yeah,
Deal with
deal with it. Let's see what he says.
I know.
Oh, I know they mean well and they just want what's best for me, but the way they go about it is actually really harsh and hurtful. I just want to feel like they actually care about me and not like I'm just some disappointment or something. Huh. So it doesn't really react to our incorrect answers.
Maybe he didn't take it as a wrong reaction.
Maybe.
Uh, let's try to provoke him to be like really
Okay.
upset with like I don't think I can help you.
Okay, yeah, try that.
I don't think I can help you, man.
Oh, that's totally uncalled for. Can I ask you
Can I-
something?
Sure, go for it.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, you're making us feel.
do you think my parents really care about me? Do you think they love me even though they're always so hard to? I'm sure they love you. Don't worry about it. You let's see. What is it? You are thinking about it too much.
Yeah, you're overthinking it.
What?
Let's see what he says.
Oh, I forgot.
I want to believe that, but sometimes it's hard. They make me feel like I need to be perfect and that nothing I do is ever good enough. It hurt. Huh. So I feel like we have to play the good card.
Oh, I had a question.
Yeah.
So when you're building this character, Jack,
Hmm.
you're building his story, right?
Correct. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it in a way, if I'm trying to build so in real life, if as a counselor, I'm getting all these information about Jack. Like say before I'm doing all this chat, we already did have a chat with him
Hmm.
and we get all these information. So like, oh, he's having family problems. He has two sisters. Jack feels like the parents are not focusing on him. They think that they're only focusing on the sisters.
Hmm.
and then he's been so you're basically building a character as you keep getting to know him in real life. So you're practicing it now. So right now we're trying to get information from him
Hmm.
of what's going on in his life, and then now we can go back into building Jack even
Where
more, a more complex
you can
character.
continue to improve his persona.
Yeah. I guess that's how it works too. You're building him, so you're trying to find out, and now you know that he just doesn't feel love. Now,
Hmm.
when we go back and build Jack, we're gonna like he doesn't feel loved, his family is not paying attention to him, and then we start the chat all over again. And
Yeah.
that's really cool. You're building a character.
We're building a
Yeah.
real-time replica of,
Yeah. So
oops,
that's the information we got from here, and I like that. I know we're kind of asking him the wrong, like the stuff, but he's still opening up.
that's
But
true.
then, but now that we have some information, let's add that to Jack's persona.
Done it right.
Yeah. Let's start a new chat.
A new chat,
Like,
yeah.
so that's a now we tested it. So let's see. Let's go with a new chat. Um, let's say Jack. Nice to meet you. I'm Efren, your con con am I gonna spell that right? Let's see. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Efren, nice to meet you too. How's every
Everything going.
well, it's not really going well. Oh, see, now he's like
Yeah.
responding a bit different.
Ask him what's going on.
Yeah, how's
Or
everything going?
why aren't things going well? Or why do you say that? Oh, why do you say that? You can ask that.
Very
Mm.
abusive. Oh, I mean, well, my family, they're very abusive. How do you respond to that?
Hmm. I feel like as counselors, well, we don't have licenses, but I mean, coming from a
Hmm.
friend, let's just play the role as friend. We can sympathize with him.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry that's happening.
yeah.
And do you want to, or maybe you could say, I'm
I,
sorry that's happening. Um,
I'm
what
sorry.
what um
Well,
what are they,
um,
or how are they being verbally abusive? Maybe like a
yeah.
how. Yeah. How are they being
Mm,
how are they being verbally abusive?
all these mean things like,
Now he's providing examples. Well, they just say all these mean things. Like today, my mom called me fat, and then my dad called me stupid. They just yell these things at me and say nasty stuff. It's really hurtful, and it's making me feel really bad about myself.
oh, I kind of feel, I feel
I feel that way too. That is not a good feeling.
yeah.
Oh,
I got a feeling.
that must that must hurt.
Yeah, that must hurt.
Have you tried, maybe have you tried letting them know that it hurts you?
Yeah, I've tried telling them, but they just say being honest and that I'm too sensitive, so it doesn't really go
Ugh,
anywhere. Wow.
that, and I'm sure that happens in real life, where,
Mm-hmm.
People, they stand up for their, or they express their feelings, and the other party just doesn't care.
Yeah.
So I think here we have to find the outside sources that do care,
Yeah.
and maybe he can maybe he has other relatives or cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we should probably say something like, do you have other family members that are there for you?
Are there for you? Not really. All my family tends to join in with them.
Oh
Wow.
no.
See, so he, of course, in real life, I can't just be, like so confused. You have to be very
Yeah,
straight and quick to answer.
yeah.
So I know Jack is putting us in a very uncomfortable spot of like, how do I respond to them quickly about stuff like,
Mm-hmm.
and in that scenario, like, because I'm chatting and practicing right now,
Mm-hmm.
if that ever does come up, that him expressing this way, I would have a better way to, like, I would be feel more confident of how to answer that.
Better answer it correct. And I'm sure that these responses are very like accurate,
Mm-hmm.
because there are people who really don't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to continue this, but this is just a really great way to test out what a session would look like. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just so cool how you were asking it some questions and responding
Mm-hmm.
to Jack. Do you so you feel like if you were a counselor, this would really prepare you then?
Yes, this is a tool to practice,
Hmm.
to make mistakes, to um feel comfortable and have more confidence in being a counselor,
Yeah.
preparing myself for situations where I don't know how to answer, but be when that situation does come up in real life, I might have a better way to respond to that. So, like for example, I don't know what to say, and someone
Yeah.
was, but as a counselor, I need to be very confident, very straightforward, and be like,
That's
"Hey, how's
true.
there?" And answer that quicker and not
Yeah.
look confused. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It seems like, and you don't want to do that in front of someone, a student that's already having a hard time. And this is where you're really putting yourself in that shoe as a counselor.
Hmm.
You're practicing.
It gives you a safe place to practice. And I think that's key to mastering these real world scenarios.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to try out your chatbot.
No, for sure. Thank you. This was, I hope you had fun, even though the conversation was kind of a little somber one.
No, nothing wrong with that. It's more of how I'm reacting to it.
Yeah,
It's not. I know we're just playing with the bot Jack, but it gives me an opportunity to practice. Mhm. So,
awesome. Well,
mhm.
thanks for again for joining, and we hope that the users can learn a lot from this experience.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ronald.
All right.